Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Oset Haru, and I'm coming to you today with another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. Okay, a lot of times when I talk with you guys about different situations, especially when I get a letter, I talk to you guys and I say to you to talk to the other person. I always tell you the importance of communication. To me, it's one of the most important parts of a relationship. And people always say to me, you know, how do you communicate, different things like that. And I've even told you many times the book that I really like about nonviolent communication, which I put underneath today's video, the one before this one. There's two videos today. So the first video or the second video, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this one first or second. So one of these two videos will have a link to a book about nonviolent communication. So oftentimes people will ask me questions about that. And one thing that a woman asked me in the comments section just the other day, she said, how do you bring up these uncomfortable situations? How do you bring up these uncomfortable topics? How do you tell somebody their sex is bad? How do you tell somebody you're unhappy in a relationship? How do you bring these things up? And you guys know I think I'm pretty clever sometimes. Sometimes I'm just not. And I think that this is the way that I always do it, and I've had success with it. So I'm gonna tell you this way. I always wait until the situation comes up naturally, because it always does. Anything that you're feeling or experiencing or going through always will come up between you and the other party. For example, after having sex, a lot of times the other party will ask you, did you enjoy it? Some people will say, was it good for you? Did you get off? They ask you questions like that. I always say if you have to ask the question, the answer is probably no. But anyway, sometimes people will ask that question because they're not certain for whatever reason. And that's your time. If it's bad sex, that's the time for you to say, well, I would like, or well, how about instead? That's the time to bring that kind of thing up. If you're having a problem with your mom, let's say she's, using, when would you bring this up? At a time when it naturally comes up. At a time when her using is a problem. At a time when it's on TV. Let's say intervention is on TV. And you turn to her and say, Mom, this is really what's going on with us. Something like that. You wait until it comes up naturally on TV, on the radio, in real life. You just wait. Because most of the time, whatever these uncomfortable situations are, that you've waited to talk about anyway, so it's no rush to them. So as soon as you just kind of wait for an opportunity, you look for a window of opportunity, and then you jump on it. You see what I mean? So if I'm having a situation with my girlfriend and I want to talk to her about it, I'll wait until she brings it up, or it naturally just comes up. And it probably won't take more than a week if you really pay attention and you guys are talking and hanging out and doing stuff and you really pay attention. It's going to come up, and it's going to come up fairly quickly. And as soon as it comes up, take that window of opportunity and be like, oh, wait a minute, I wanted to talk about that, and take the opportunity. A lot of times we don't take the opportunities, and then we're like, what do I do? Like, for example, when I talked about the situation was, is it good for you? Most of us, if it wasn't good, if the sex wasn't good, we won't say in that instance, well, I think we should try. Or how about we do? We'll just say, yeah, it was all right. It was good. What is lie? And that's the problem. You're not telling the person the truth. So this person is pretty much aware that you're unhappy, but they have asked you the question. You haven't said anything, so they drop it. They drop it. They're like, all right, well, when she's ready to tell me, I guess she'll tell me. Or when he's ready to mention it, I guess he'll mention it. They drop it. So instead of lying about it, instead of faking it or faking an orgasm, or how many times have you faked an orgasm? Oh my God, I faked so many orgasms just to get out of the sex. Like, all right, I want this to be over, so let me just fake this. And I shouldn't have did that. I should have just been like, this really isn't doing it for me. Just tell them the truth. Their feelings are going to be hurt either way. If they find out that you were faking, their feelings are going to be hurt. And if you say straight up, their feelings are going to be hurt. But if you say straight up, their feelings will be hurt, and they will change the behavior if it's at all possible. And then you guys can go on to a better harmonious, situation. So If you have a problem like that, if you have a serious situation that you want to talk to somebody about, try to look for a window of opportunity when it naturally just comes up. And when that happens, have the conversation. Some of the times it's going to be at a moment when, like a spur of the moment kind of thing. You didn't even expect it to come up, but you got to be ready. You got to be ready to have the conversation. You know you want to talk about it, so you have to be ready. And when it happens, jump on it. Don't wait. Say it as soon as they go for it. As soon as they say, "You okay?" "No, I'm not okay. Let's talk." Immediately jump on it. The problem with a lot of us is that we're not honest. A lot of us are in relationships where we're not honest with the other person, which for me has always been an issue, because I don't think you should be in a relationship and be dishonest with the person that you're with. I think that's really bad. And a lot of us are doing that. I mean, a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people that are holding big secrets from their significant other. People who the baby isn't theirs, people who are having affairs because they don't like the sex, people who have an STD and haven't told the person that they're with. I've heard a lot of stuff like that. And the bottom line is that it's always best to be honest. It is. I don't care how they're going to respond to it. I don't care how much fighting y'all going to do. I don't care if they're going to leave you. The best response is always to be honest. Seriously. So think about that, guys. Like, really give it some thought, because the bottom line is that if you really want to have a conversation with somebody, the opportunity always presents itself. You just have to jump on it when it presents itself. So that's how I do it, guys. I wait till it pops up. I talk about it. We move on. Okay? And sometimes that is easier than others, as you can probably imagine. Some conversations are very uncomfortable. And that's another thing. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the fact that some of these conversations are going to be very uncomfortable, and some of them are going to have consequences that you may not like. But it's always best to be honest with the person that you're with. If you're not honest with the person that you're with, you shouldn't be with that person. Okay? See you later.